Hello, everyone, and welcome to the stream. I'm Vikorva. You can call me V. And today I am playing Citizen Sleeper, which was gifted to me by the lovely Hugging Sam, and was recommended to me as being a text adventure sort of in the vein of Road Warden. I don't know much about it beyond that it's sort of cyberpunk, and that although it's a dystopian world, it's somewhat hopeful. So it does sound like my kind of thing. So, yeah, let's jump in. I don't know quite what to expect. New game. Operator. Oh, character classes. This is exciting. An operator works with drones and high-precision remote machines to perform complex tasks from a distance. Sleepers assigned to operator work are usually cerebral and precise people. Oh, hang on, I haven't said hello to everyone. Hello, Calmly, and Quirrell, and Rowan, and Tack. It is lovely to have you here today. Rowan, I hope you can end up hearing me. I'm so sorry that your audio is being bad. The Android app for Twitch is very, very frustrating very often. Alright, so if we're the operator, we'll use machines. Cerebral and precise. We have an increase to interface and a decrease to endure. Extractor. Extractors work on resource extraction, often in hard vacuum environments. Sleepers assigned to extractor work are often confident, self-sufficient, and have a high level of endurance. Increased endurance, lower intuit. Okay. Coral says you're kind of quiet relative to the music. Hang on. Maybe I can do that over here. Well, when I get to the menu, I'll deal with that more. So, is it only the two options? No, wait. A machinist. A machinist repairs and modifies automated systems used in industrial resource extraction. Sleepers assigned to machinist work are usually diligent, careful, and structured people. We're not good at engaging a problem head-on, but we'd be better at engineering. Let's be a machinist. I want to keep Endure and Intuit high. They seem both like really lovely social kind of abilities, so I don't want to lose the point on them. Alright, I'm going to give this a go. Start game. I might turn down the volume in the game soon. I've tried to turn down the audio on your end, but I'll turn it down on my end when I get the chance. Oh, Rowan's got me up on Chromebook now. I'm sorry the app is giving you trouble. Hopefully, it'll be better next time. Hang on. Music level. Okay, I've brought both of those down quite a lot. I'm gonna bring my output back up. There we go. It still sounds pretty loud to me. Okay. The first thing you become aware of on waking is the disconnect. The delay between thinking and feeling. Between wanting to act and acting. Minor, almost imperceptible, but always present. It's at its worst when waking, when your self has spent many dark hours recalling what it felt like to be real, to be a person, to be in a body that was indisputably yours. Interesting. Forget the body. Hi, Story Dragon, welcome! You resist nostalgia. It is pointless, especially now. This is the moment to reach out, not curl inwards. This is your moment of escape, even if it feels immediately like you traded one prison for another. Smaller, colder, lifeless. Interesting. Ah, my avatar is covering the text? That's no good. Hang on. Can I switch this? It's so annoying to switch. Where am I? Where's me? That's you. Transform. Flip. Oh! How's this? Is that better? I feel so weird being on the wrong side of the screen. Oh. At least I've kind of practiced doing that. Alright. Reach out. You almost laugh, or you would if there was room or even air to do so. The walls of the container are immediately present. Cold, hard at your back and face, cramping your limbs. I do not like being in this cramped space. You resist the desire to stretch, knowing that the claustrophobia comes next, and retreat a little from your central nervous system. It isn't painful. Not like you used to know pain, at least. So am I in a synthetic body? In emergency mode, pain is a message delivered with efficiency and ease, a reminder that harm is imminent. There is no insistent throb, no trembling nerves, just a warning delivered with the banal quality of a digital notification. Right now, there are thousands of them. Remember the others. You remember there were 10 of you. 10 that could no longer stand the indentured work, the routines, the slow decay. 10 whose belief in their promised future was slowly dismantled day by day, until they realized they had sold away everything that could and would ever matter. 10 that would escape, or at least die trying. Some were lost in the shaft. Others never found the meeting point. Only a few made it to the containers. But the freighter, as far as you know, left. That feels like enough. Enough to know that you might no longer be on that grim and heartless rock. Even if, in the airless hold of a freighter, you might freeze solid long before you reached any destination. Wait for the cold or try to rest? Let's try to rest, I guess. But you are restless. It has been a long time since you left. Surely weeks, maybe months. You are dully aware of damage to your legs, your right arm. You have been reserving energy as much as possible, but your body has still needed to shut down many of its systems to protect you. You've spent much of that time asleep, knowing that anything else would be impossible to endure. You feel the weight of that impossibility begin to gather. It is time to sleep again, to nudge this false body into inducing delta waves in your emulated mind, and once again recoil into a dream of when you were once a person. Rest. Okay, so we are in a simulated body. Time passes. The cold creeps further in. You feel something. Warmth. Not true warmth, but the indication of its presence. Your joints release from their rigor. Sound, too, everywhere, screeching and shimmering so loud that your body ducks your hearing to protect its senses. Then light, white as the cold, softer and softer, until in a haze of dirty yellow, a figure appears. You are out. Story Dragon says, did I miss much in the first few minutes? No, we are in a synthetic body, trapped in some kind of like small crate, traveling somewhere, and we're in an indentured servant, and that's all we really know. So this is, if you're feeling a bit lost, so am I. We're working it out as we go. Ooh! Oh! Dragos, pragmatic salvager. Can I move around? Oh! So this is a ship or station that we are in? Okay, I can look around quite a lot. I think this is the only thing to interact with right now. Rowan says, crap sack universe ho. Yep. Data, no. I have cryo. Cryptocurrency stored in air-walled sticks of memory known as chits. Eugh, cryptocurrency. Bleh. Anyway. Dragos. Ooh. It has been a few hours since Dragos pulled you from the container. You sit huddled in a corner of his scrapyard, swaddled in the reflective folds of a mylar blanket. You are slowly coming back to consciousness, back to life, and you stare at the ornately curving element of an improvised heater. You are surrounded by angular, incoherent lumps of ships, some corroded beyond recognition, others still carrying glassy wounds along their edges where a plasma arc sliced them apart. As you trace their shapes with fogged eyes, you hear a voice. Calmly says NFT, no fucking thanks, absolutely. Did you hear that they're worthless now? It's so great to hear. Obviously they were always worthless, but people were still paying money for them, but no longer. Rowan says setting has cryptocurrency just to reinforce the crapsackness. Yeah. I don't think this is meant to be like a bright utopian future. So, Sleeper, you all thawed yet? I stay silent. Never seen one of you come in like this. New frames must have better perseverance in Sub-Zero vac. Seen more than a few of you frozen solid to hold plates or inside-outer locks in my time. They weren't so lucky. Dragos comes into focus, shrouded in makeshift tech, his headset with its glinting eyes the mark of a drone operator. On his shoulder, one of his symbiotically linked drones perches, its irising eye locking you with an unflinching stare. Calmly's laughing about them being worthless now. Yeah, they're worth, like, apparently between $0 and $100 at best. They're worthless. It's great to hear. Last living sleeper that came through this yard was a while ago. They didn't last long. You struggle to read his expression beneath the tech, but he seems lost in memory for a moment. Or perhaps he is just figuring out what to do with you. What happened to them? He ignores your question. I won't ask what led you to do it, to sell yourself to a corporation. And I suppose you know you can't go back. Your old body, that's theirs now, and you are just software. A rogue emulation illegally possessing corporate property. You nod along. You remember biometrically signing the forms, the cold floor on your feet as you padded to the sleeper cells. The promise of a life off-world. But as you do, you get the now familiar sensation that these aren't your memories. These are things you know, but not things you feel. You are no longer that person. You are an offshoot, a copy. This is so interesting. Okay. What you won't know is what's ahead. At least the last one didn't. There's no easy way to put it. That body of yours is falling apart. It's the same for any sleeper who makes it out. S&R wants to protect their property. But if they can't keep hold of you, well then no one can. S&R. You remember that too, or at least rumors of it from the other sleepers. Planned obsolescence. A built-in dependence on the regularly administered supplements that were part of your routine. Stop taking them and your body begins to shut down, separate from your emulated mind. How long has it been? How long do you have? This is so dark. I hear this game is very hopeful, so we're just gonna hang in there. But for now, Sleeper, you are one of the lucky ones. Dragos glances up and away toward the glassy dome of the yard. The eye is the best place you could be right now. The eye? Station. You'll see soon enough. Dragos impatiently shifts his weight. Look, I've got things to be getting on with. He trails off. There's an old freight container I've been using as storage out in the stacks. We haven't been pulling in much valuable scrap these days, so you are welcome to it. Something wells up inside of you. Emotion, fatigue. You shakily get to your feet. Nod. Alright, you head on up there. You look like you need some rest. And with that, Dragos stalks back into the Rex, his drones already converging on a rustling hulk, plasma flashes silhouetting his spindly figure as he returns to work. Interesting. Welcome to Erlin's Eye. Life on the Eye runs in cycles, during which you can talk to characters, explore areas of the station, and perform actions. At the end of each cycle, you need to head to your current home to rest. Resting will move time forward on the station. Head to the empty container location to rest and end the cycle now. Okay. Empty container. At the moment, that's all we have. Teferax, hello! Happy Friday! It's not a happy Friday for the machinist, the character we're playing right now. They've sold their life to a corporation. Things are not great. But maybe we can make things better for them. Teferax says, I hope your week's been kind. That's such a lovely wish. Thank you. My week has been relatively kind. I can't complain. I hope your week has been kind as well. All cycles need to end. Rest and prepare for the next one. Alright? We end the cycle. You wake curled up in the corner of the container and begin slowly assembling the world around you. After all this time, you still find this body, the one you wake in now, strange and disjointed. Its message is readable, but somehow wrong. You sit up, pulling the mylar blanket close against the cold. Here you are on this ruined station, millions of miles from anyone you know. Are you still in the system? Did any of the others make it out? It's impossible to know. After all this, what matters? I want to get away from here. I'm going to do escape. We can build a life when we're out of here. The colony, your indentured service, that's in the past now. No point digging through the fragments. You need a path ahead, a way of keeping this failing body going. If you can keep yourself alive, perhaps you can find a way off this station and out of this system for good. Dragos has left a few comforts in the container. The mylar blanket, the bedroll you slept on, a canister of water, a makeshift electric stove, and some faded sachets of some desiccated powder. You thumb the power stud of the stove and begin to boil the water. The contents of the sachets smells like damp wood, and you sprinkle them into the liquid. Space food! As the pungent smell washes over you, images from your restless sleep come back to you. A ring like the station, but skeletal and ghostly. A web of threads pulling at your skin. A constellation of bright polygonal shapes, like angular suns burning into your mind. There's something unpleasantly visceral about these images, and it is long after you've finished drinking before they begin to fade. You tidy away the stove as best you can, and try to gather enough energy to greet the day. Alright. Condition. Your condition represents the current state of your artificial body. It depletes by one segment each cycle, but can also be damaged by violence, injury, or lack of food. If your condition bar empties, you will suffer a breakdown. Oh no! You'll have to figure out how to recover your condition now that you no longer have access to corporate pharmaceuticals that were keeping you alive. At the start of each cycle, you roll your action dice. These dice can be used to perform actions on the station. The number of dice rolled is based on your current condition. The worse your condition, the fewer dice you have. Once you have used your dice, you cannot take any further actions and must rest to recover them, ending the current cycle. You also need to eat to survive. This is represented by your energy bar. You can refill your energy bar by eating, but first you'll have to find somewhere to get food. Your energy depletes by 2 segments each cycle. If it becomes empty, you will be starving. When starving, energy loss becomes condition loss, and your condition will also deplete at a double rate per cycle. Alright, keep sleepy, keep eating. Alright, what have we got to do around here? don't know what clicking that was for. I don't... Huh? Dragos is standing in the corridor when you close up the container. He is still wearing his headset, and in the harsh light of the corridor you realize it is implanted. A drone sits on his shoulder, its cache of sensor eyes rapidly irising. Irising is such an interesting verb. How are you feeling? Not good. The drone chirps. Dragos nods. You notice that beneath the operator's rig, his skin is marked by burns and blotches. I know the container isn't much, but it'll keep you safe. He pauses. So, I'm not going to chit-chat too long. You well enough to work? Work? Look, I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I didn't pull you out of that container out of the goodness of my heart. He looks away. At the yard, it's simple stuff. We hack these old hulls down, sell them off to the shipyards or the bright market dealers for cryo. Occasionally, we pull out some tech, something with a bit more value, but most of what comes in is scrap. It's hard to find good hands here, but I figure as a sleeper you'll be used to the manual labor. And obviously I'll slip you a few chits of commission based on what you turn up. Chits? These. He pulls out a handful of small metal bars. Air-walled cryo, isolated from the market. It's what we use for trade out here. He stuffs them back in a pocket. He shuffles his feet nervously. Look, I wouldn't usually do this. In my opinion, you'd be best suited moving on as quick as you can, and sleep is, well... He trails off. But things being the way that they are for me at the yard, he pauses. I need the help. Alright. Okay. He pauses, thinking of something else to add. Look, just come down to the yard when you're feeling fresher. There's plenty to do. Will do. So I think we're not sold to this corporation. We were sold to another one, which we escaped to here. But we're dying of not having the supplements that that corporation provided to the body they gave us. This is strange. He nods distractedly and turns and walks away, the drone hopping along ahead of him. See you later, he calls back. Looks like it's time to get to work. Okay, now we can do things. That's our home. Dragos' yard, decaying ship. I can't do anything that way. Oh, hang on. Low end gate. Passage into the low end. Well, let's do a bit of work for now. See if we can get some currency. Some cryo. And then maybe we can travel elsewhere on the station and use the cryo to purchase food or other things that we need. Teferac says, definitely some Murderbot vibes to the setting, though a little less anime and murder so far. You know what? The moment we started playing and I realized that I had been sold to a corporation and was in a synthetic body, I was like, this is incredibly Murderbot. So I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks so. But, you know, there's still time for there to be anime and murder. Alright. Actions are the primary way you interact with the world of Citizen Sleeper. To perform an action, click and drag your chosen action dice to the slot. Ugh. Okay. Actions reward you with clock, progress, energy, condition, or items depending on their outcome. There are 3 types of outcome. Positive, the action goes better than expected. Neutral, the action succeeds. And negative, the action fails. Action dice affect these outcomes as follows. 100% chance positive, 50% chance neutral, 20, okay. So I need more dots. Cool. It's using different skills, it looks like, as well. Actions display information about their type, risk level, and skill, and modifiers that apply to that action. Yeah, okay. Critical actions can only be performed once. Safe has no risks. Okay. Skill. Action requires. Modifier. Yeah. Okay. So our options right now for things to do. Hull dissection, we have a +1/2, but it's risky. Even the rustiest hull can hide valuable components and materials. Extracting them means cutting carefully and skillfully. Okay. Manual salvage. It's going to take some time to sort and cut your way through the towers of salvage, but you are no stranger to hard labor. Okay. And this is our cycle clock. Dragos is tied up in something ugly, and if he misses a payment or two, things can get nasty. Every salvager knows they're always just one lucky pull away from their next payday. Okay, okay. Quirrell says, feeling a bit Disco Elysium in the action system. I don't know Disco Elysium, but it's one of my friend's very favorite games. I'm feeling positive towards doing the risky thing because we have a bonus to it. We could put all of our best dice on it. Tax is the +1. Or is it +1 to Disco Elysium? I'm gonna do this. It's 100% positive. Calmly says Disco Elysium is amazing. I don't really know much about it beyond, like, the fandom stuff that my friend shares. That's definitely one to put in your games list for the stream. Won't it be really long? Isn't that a really long game? Would the 5 dice also give 100% positive? You know what? That's a great point. It does. But it's red? Okay, yeah. Okay, I'm getting this better. You're quite right, Tefrax. That was a good shout. We're going to start this action. We're going to dissect the hull. Okay. Actions often progress clocks. Clocks are displayed below the actions that fill them. Okay, these are the clocks. They track your actions and how they affect the world. Filling a clock means something good or bad is about to happen. Some clocks, such as the one tracking Dragos' debt, are cycle clocks. These clocks tick themselves once each cycle and can complete without player input. Oh, okay. Any active cycle clocks will be displayed on the icon for that location. Well, we can make a friend in Dragos if we help, so that's good. So Dragos is not missing any payments. We're doing well on back in business. We can do another hull dissection. In Citizen Sleeper, you will unlock drives as you discover more about yourself and the world. Drives guide you in pursuing specific objectives, depending on which path you wish to take. You can track drives, and in tracked drive will place a yellow marker on locations that will help you pursue your goal. Access your drive menu. Survive, find a doctor. Okay, yeah, I do want to find a doctor so I can live. You are now free to explore Erland's Eye and make a life for yourself here. Try tracking a drive to help you survive. Look for food to keep your energy up and a way to recover condition. Fill clocks to progress stories and find new opportunities. Remember to end cycle at your home when you're out of dice. Okay. Alright. So that's the tutorial. Dave, hello! We're sleepy citizen right now. We're citizen sleepy. Use mouse wheel and W and S to scroll on the station. Rotate the view with A and D. Thank you. Alright, okay. Back in business, still doing well. We got even more crypto. That's complete? I don't think we can even do any more of that. Or can we? Okay, doesn't look like it. Alright, it's time for some manual salvage. I want to do quite a lot of this today. We could leave here and go look for something else, but I think this is doing well. It is heavy going, but the hard work helps you forget your worries. Before long, you've cleared a large portion of the yard. Okay. Today, we're just going to do this work. We're going to complete back in business. Okay. Now we leave. I don't have any actions left. I wish it didn't actually turn, because it doesn't seem to actually affect anything. Dragos, we can talk to Dragos because we completed the quest. What is this? The Rotunda Wet Duck. What is this? Bright Market. Oh, so much is unlocked. Low end gate to pass into the low end. Okay. I guess I need to make sure I have food. Do I have food? I don't have food. Return to Wet Duck. Return to Old Duck Terminal. Shipyard. Alright. Let's go to Dragos and then let's get some food, if that's how this works. Sam, hi! I'm playing the game! It's interesting so far. I can see why you likened it to Road Warden. It's very, like, dark text adventure, and I hear it's quite a hopeful game, so I'm looking forward to it. Lovely to have you here, Sam. Alright, okay. Let's talk to Dragos. You arrive into a buzz of activity at the yard. Red blinking lights flash across a vast dark shape, suspended below the dome. They flicker across scorched hull plates and bent structures, spilling from holes in the twisted shape. The cutter is huge and has been torn apart in some violent encounter. She's a beauty, isn't she? Drago stands to the side, focused on the hulking ship as it is lowered into the yard. What is it? Dragos laughs. That, my friend, is A-grade scrap. I should thank you. This place was on its last legs when you turned up, and now look at this. The ship descends slowly, its interior visible through multiple hull breaches. You struggle to gather the same enthusiasm as Dragos for this monstrous craft. You can't help but think of what became of his crew. What happened? What do you mean? He glances at you. I managed to convince our salvager friends to give it to me on credit. That's what happened. No, what happened to the ship? Not my concern. He shrugs. The ship creaks like a calving iceberg as it reaches the base of the yard. Dragos is visibly excited. I know I said you shouldn't stick around, but I'm gonna need some help with this one. The drones start to crawl over the hulk, their lights illuminating flashes of dented hull. Watching, you wonder if you arrived in a similar fashion, locked inside that container, the wreck of the Essen-Arp freighter lowered into the yard like a corpse ready to be butchered. Or was the container delivered to Dragos on its own, a womb for your rebirth into this strange station? You shudder. Perhaps if you could learn something about this ship, you might be able to trace the path that led you to this yard. Teferac says, I found the relentless monochrome of Road Warden a little challenging, so the sheer extent of colours on display here lifts me up. I get that. Sam says, I'm very curious you'll end up having the same ending as me. I have an inkling you might. Oh, okay. Alright. Draco squeezes your shoulder. After these past cycles, I think we are up to it. What do you think? You see the fading name of the ship emblazoned on its side. Winter Light. Yeah, alright, I'll help. He claps you on the back. Glad to hear it. Come back in a few and we can make a start. Real beauty, Dragos repeats, perhaps just to himself. You take one last look at the shattered ship as the drones start cutting, then slip out of the yard, feeling suddenly cold in the empty passage. Paid off. Clear the debt and return a favor from your for your first friend on the Eye. Ah! You've completed your first drive. Each drive completed unlocks an upgrade point to spend on upgrading your character. Ooh, we've leveled up! Woohoo! Access your character menu via the arrow button at the top of the screen. Yes, Sam, I went with Machinist because I didn't want to lose, like, the social and clear thinking skills. I didn't like the classes that made those negative. So we've gone Engineer. Alright. Ooh, upgrades available. Oh my goodness. Let's see. Self-repair. That seems pretty good. That's 2 upgrade points. Let's not do that then. Interface. Working with digital interfaces. Can we increase the one we've already got? Change to gain. Cryo on interface actions. Photosynthetic skin! Sunbathed dice action allows energy to recover at home, and we can endure. Predictive reasoning. Display potential positive and negative outcomes. I need this! I need to know the outcomes! Click. Oh, thank goodness. That sounds very useful. Yeah, okay. We have predictive reasoning now. Okay, what's this? We've done Dragos' yard. Now, where can we find a doctor? Let's try Dock C4. Helion Crossing. Merchants willing to run the gauntlet of the Helion system are rare, but those that do always return eventually. They're not here. Alright. The Rotunda. Steal dock plans. Explore the rotunda. Oh. Dock Watcher, Havenage watch list. Interesting, interesting, interesting. Now, there's not a lot we can do right now because we don't have any dice, but this is really cool. Dock B2. Salvage sortie. Oh, we could, like, leave to get more salvage. Okay. Bright Market. Low End Gate. Let's try Bright Market. Maybe there's a doctor here. Ask for directions. We're out of dice. Explore the market. We're out of dice. Okay, we can't do any of this right now. We could probably find a doctor at the market, though, right? Let's go sleep. Time for sleep. And cycle. Okay, getting a feel for this. I'm starving! Oh no. This time, you don't wake up. Instead, the ghost of the station, that shifting skeletal ring, surrounds you. For a moment, you are gone, absent from your own body, stretched out across a colorless void. Then the connection begins to establish themselves, threads tugging on the edge of your mind. These threads become vectors of exchange and then extensions, as you feel your thoughts slipping away down them, dissolving into the millions of distributed nodes they connect to. You see the station. No, you feel the station like a web of texture in a smooth black liquid. Observe it. Even though you have no eyes, no sight, you feel the map of the station. No, not the map of the station, but the map of its connections. It is a looped cloud with spokes and spires that jut out into space. It is an ingrown thing full of obsolete loops and severed pathways. It is a system, a map, and a territory all at once. You notice a tugging feeling pulling at you insistently, as if it were a small child. Somehow it is pulling in two directions at once. You look down. All of a sudden, everything shuts off. You come back trembling into this unfamiliar body, both yours and not yours all at once. You find yourself standing in the container, eyes now open to the dark steel walls. You feel a change within you, a shift. You close your eyes for a second and you feel it waiting there, the station splayed out across your mind. A storm of connective nodes, waiting to be explored. And then it is gone. Oh, okay, we gotta get food. And a doctor. Teferac says, me by 2 p.m. on Wednesday, I'm all out of dice for the week. So real. This is very good. Okay. Teferac says the writing's great. I did think this has a Teferac's friendly sort of style. Alright. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna work in the yard right now. Please, someone give me things. Is there a doctor here? Or food? There's probably food. Ask for directions. Engage. I have a -1 to engage. Why wander when there are hundreds of people that live and work within the Bright Market? All you need is the courage to approach them. Or explore the market, which is not danger, it's just risky. Okay. The smell, sounds, and buzzing activity of the Bright Market make it a dizzying place to wander, but an enticing one too. Let's go ahead and... 50%. No, I don't have good dice because I'm starving. 50%. That's all we can do. Oh. Good. You keep your attention on the crowd around you as you walk along the bright walkways, taking it all in with an expert eye. Action complete. That's great, but where is food? What do I do? Teferac says as if I'd ever appreciate writing about cybernetic individuals on space stations. Exactly. I don't know what I was thinking. Teferac has written some very beautiful, kind of emotionally thoughtful science fiction set in space. I really recommend Teferac's very short story text adventure, In Memoriam. If you look it up. Let's see. It's really beautiful. Be emotionally prepared, though, before playing. So I can't find anything until my local energy is high enough. Is that right? But this is such a huge risk. I want food. Where do I trade? Oh, wait. I've learned more. Okay. Ooh. Street food vendor. Love that. Doctor? Is that a doctor? Slum doctor. Okay. Oh, we've learned some things. We've learned some things. Okay. Food. Oh, food. Emphis is busy, his broad face uplit by the makeshift gas burner in front of him. With precise, delicate movements, he lays thick chunks of marinated fungus into a dented wok, his other hand idly tossing a metal bowl of sliced vegetables in some red-flecked dressing. The smell is incredible. You watch as he fulfills a set of orders, heaping the fungus with the bright salad and depositing it in plastic trays. A stack of chits rattles in his apron pocket as customers file past the burner, handing over payment. A watch. Despite the queue, Emphis doesn't rush. He dresses each portion individually, squeezing precise slugs of liquid from an assortment of bottles into the bowl of torn leaves and bright slices, before tossing them loosely together. Occasionally, a waiting customer might mutter something about efficiency, but Emphis remains steady in his process. Ooh-hoo-hoo! Okay. After a while, the queue fades back into the crowd, and Emphis sets down his metal bowl and looks up across the burner to see you watching him. I can feel your eyes burning a hole in my bowl. Free sample? Yeah. Yes. Please, feed me. He gestures neatly. Come over. The smell is almost unbearably strong as he cooks, the earthiness of the fungus laced with something so spicy the smoke makes your eyes water. The heat from the burner is like a bonfire, and your skin hardens in its glare. I know you sleepers, Emphis says while he cooks, his voice deep but clear. Hard life, a lot of stories. He glances up from beneath his cap with piercing eyes. I know. Tell him a story. You begin to tell him about your journey to the eye, and he nods as he cooks, his eyes never leaving his work. You tell him of the confusion, the pain, but also the sense of possibility and its sudden arrival. You tell him of the cold and dark of the container and the endless cycles spent within it. Now, it seems, you tell him like some dream that you once had but can never forget. Calmly says, so like, are you playing a cyborg android or what? I think I'm a human mind placed into like a synthetic body, so like an android body or a cyborg body. But I don't know that much about this new body yet, just that it's not mine, it's a false body. Emphis seems really nice. Like, I was starving, and Emphis is like, you want a free sample? You tell him that the eye excites you and scares you, and you are unsure where to walk, where to look, what to do. Eventually, you tail off, running out of words. He places a plastic tray of steaming fungus in your hand. Next time we can talk some more, he smiles. But next time, you pay. Thank you. He slams a heavy hand against a button on the burner's side and it shuts off. The roar of the flame and its impressive heat fades. Next time then, sleeper. He waves you away and begins to oil the wok. Before you turn back to the alley, you notice the geometric patterns of circular scars across his forearms, each surrounded by a constellation of glinting pin marks. You walk away, and as you do, you take a bite of the rich, spicy, delicately sweet fungus. Your taste senses light up like a fusion reactor. You'll be back. Interesting. Okay. I have food. I have food? Wait, no, I've eaten. I'm fading, but I'm okay. Maybe I should get some more food so that I can... Like, I need more food. I haven't used any dice. 15 cryo? I want to order fungus. It's going to cost me a die. Is it? Input is 15. Oh. Ah! Start action. Rose, this is a doctor symbol. Yeah, I think when I learned about the market, I learned these places. Your mouth stings as your sensorium sends warning signals over and over. This is the good stuff. Ew, it's really spicy. That's fun. Okay. I'm still not very hungry. I thought I would eat that and feel better. I guess I need the energy another way. Let's see. Sabine. Next comes the call from the enforcer at the door. You shuffle down the flickering hallway toward the open apartment door. You keep your head down and your shoulders high in the queue, trying not to bring attention to yourself. Eating made the lowest bar go up. Oh, thank you. That's good. So this is energy and this is hunger. Gotcha. Thank you, story. I didn't pick that up. You were thankful for the tip-off that a doctor was operating out of this place, but now that you are here, you aren't so sure. The gang enforcer on the door, the flickering light strips, the decaying hab block, they have all made the long queue a test of your nerve. But your options are few, and without a supply of stabilizer, your body will... You suppress a shiver and shuffle forward to the front of the queue. You try to find something to distract yourself. Look inside. You lean against the doorframe and look into the apartment. The entryway is dark, punctuated by the green indicators of stacks of sealed containers. You lean in and see amber light filtering through a far doorway, screened with plastic sheeting, beyond which blurred shapes move. The slap of the enforcer's palm against the doorway jerks you awake. "Wait your turn," he growls. After a few moments, a figure pushes through the doorway and you catch a distant voice. "Send the next one in, Toshiro." The enforcer jerks his head and you slip inside, passing through the dark entryway and pushing through the plastic sheeting on the far door. The room beyond is bathed in warm light. A floor-to-ceiling transparent panel gives a full view of Bright Market's sealed roof and the buzzing traffic above, and for a moment you are transfixed by the motion. "Come, sit," calls a sharp voice, and you see a silhouetted figure turned away, replacing the plastic sheeting over the frame of a simple folding bed. You make your way across the room. The figure turns, and as they do, you see an expression of confusion flash across their features. They open their mouth as if to speak. They blink, then quickly regain their composure. "Please, sit." They gesture to the bed, then turn to an open case of tools on the table. You sit. Sabine turns, a compact diagnostic scanner of some kind in their hand. They hold it to their eye. "Remain still, please." Their tone is clipped and businesslike. You stare ahead, still dazed from their expression when you first entered. Fear, recognition, sadness, unmistakably etched across their face. "How long have you been on the station?" they ask, the scanner still to their eye. "A few cycles." They nod. "It's good you came to me." They set the diagnostic scanner on the table. "I'm going to start by assuming you don't know anything." They take your arm and roll up your sleeve, inspecting your synthetic skin. Synthetic skin! Okay. "Your body is dying." They say it without ceremony, without drama, but not without empathy. As an ARP doesn't like to see its proprietary technology let loose. To prevent bodies like yours, frames, as they call them, from being stolen, repurposed, or in your case, escaping, they built in a process of so-called planned obsolescence. Frames decay rapidly when not regularly injected with stabilizer, one which S&ARP remains the sole producer of. They look up. "Sound familiar?" "Yes." "Good. That may help." They swap to your other arm, running some thin metal device over your skin. You feel your forearm tremble. "I'm sorry," Sabine says, and you are unsure if they mean for the cold touch of the metal or everything else. "Emulations like you, sleepers, as most people know you, aren't classified as people in any of the surrogate systems. You have no rights, no status." They focus hard on the inspection of your arm. "And as an ARP has no reason to release stabilizer into the market." Emulations like you. Yeah, because we're an emulated mind. I think that came up before. So interesting. I like Sabine. Sam says sorry for gestures vaguely. He just gestures to all of you. Okay. Sabine looks up as if to apologize again, but they stop themselves. I know little of this is of use to you. They turn away, disassembling the metal instrument and cleaning it. Silence fills the room as Sabine works, and then the silence gives way to tension. You stare at their back, willing them to say something. Anything. Sabine turns to face you. I may be able to help. They sigh, and you see the darkness under their eyes, hear the fatigue in their voice. They gesture to the door. You saw Toshiro outside? You nod. He works for my benefactor, Yatagan. They are influential in the low end. They give me this space to work, run the door, and take the profits. At the same time, I have to fix up their enforcers, tend to their implants, sew up their wounds. They look away. Oh no. Jabal! Hello, Jabal! I am playing a new dystopian text adventure, but this time, instead of in the peninsula, we are in space. And we don't have a real body. We have a synthetic body that is owned by a company that we have escaped from and is dying without the company input. So this is a whole thing. I think you'll like it. It's very beautiful so far, but very dark. Crow says this game is such tonal whiplash after Spyro. It really is. But Yatagan has connections, smugglers from the Starwood Belt, mercenaries working for the corporations on Ember. If they can source the stabilizer, maybe you'll have a better chance. Tefrax says V contains multitudes. Yes, like most of us, I have more than one interest. Sabine sets down their slate, their notes complete. This is dangerous, and it'll be expensive, but I think we can do it. Thank you. Sabine walks away to the window, their face dappled by the shadows of passing drones. Let's just see if this works first. I'll let you know when I have a lead. You nod and leave, Sabine still staring out, unmoving. When you reach the lower level of the market, you look back up through the panels of the roof to see if you can see their face, but the room looks dark against the lights of the market. You duck your head and walk off into the crowd. Sam says it took me an embarrassingly long time to realize that Sabine is non-binary, or at least uses they/them pronouns. For me, I was like, they/them pronouns? This is probably not a binary gendered person. Oh, let's see. I'm so, like, primed to find non-binary characters. We've still got 2 dice. Looks like there's more to do here. Wait for Sabine to acquire the stabilizer. Is that something I can do here? No, that's just gonna cycle over time. Okay. I don't need food. What's happening here? Dragos' nerve. Drago seems increasingly nervous about your presence in the yard. You're not sure he's going to hold his nerve for much longer. Why is he nervous about me? Let's do a bit of work since we have dice. Investigating the winter light means picking through its systems and structures with care. It won't play, but you may find answers. Okay. Cut a salvage. Shipbreaking is tougher than slicing up loose salvage, but Dragos is happy to pay you a fixed wage if you're up to it. So that will pay. This does something else. How good is this? 50%, but it's dangerous? No. This is safe, so... That doesn't look great. Oh, but neutral still good. That's like 70%, 75% success if I do that. And what's this? What was this one? No, this is 5th. No, it's all successful. That's all successful. No chance of failure. Interesting. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Sam says, I also really appreciate it when characters are just like there, just some kind of trans, instead of the game going, yes, hello, protagonist. I am X, my pronouns are they, them. I am non-binary, as you know. Absolutely, absolutely. Tax says, I like how you can just navigate to different locations in the ring and not have to physically walk your character around. Well, that's a real benefit of, like, these text-based kind of games. Road One was quite like that. It's cool. I'm gonna do this. Neutral outcome, that's good. The hull puts up some resistance, but you manage to push through just before your shift is up. Okay. And this is safe, so we might as well use our last die. Positive. Okay, so well, neutral. That's good. Picking through the wrecked cutter is slow work, but you start to piece together the impact patterns and blast marks. Alright, we made a little bit of money. We've learned a little bit. I think this is good. We've worked towards yard clearance. Okay. Time for sleeps. I would like a new home. I don't want to sleep in this, like, metal container that kept us trapped for so long. I hate that this is our bed. Okay. It's 3. I haven't mentioned this, but I'm actually, like, really, like, tired and headachy today. I don't know why I'm ill, but I'm ill. But, so I was thinking I would end at 3, but I'm not going to. I'm still dizzy and headachy, but this is great fun, and I'm just gonna be, like, uncomfortable, like, somewhere else less interesting than this, so if I move elsewhere. Let's end the cycle. I need to get my energy up, but I need to wait for Sabine to get the stabilizer right. So, my energy! Again, the skeletal ring of the station fills your mind. It sparkles with glittering lights like stars reflected in a winter lake. It is clearer, crisper than before. The threads still pull, but you remain in place, flickering in the flow. Between the threads you see bright shapes, caches of shimmering light beneath transparent crystal forms. You follow the path of a thread across the ring, through these forms, and leap off into the void. I'm wondering what it is about us that is connecting with the station at the moment. You begin to understand. These are nodes and connections, a map of information, of communication. There are so many layers, so many loops, that it seems almost impossible to pass. But you begin to try. Sam says if you're willing to tolerate discomfort to keep playing the game, that's a very good sign. No hesitation from me. This is very good. When it started, it was both very dark and very abstract, and I was struggling. But as we've kind of got more into the game and in the story, I'm definitely hooked. I'm really enjoying this. Thank you very much for gifting it to me. Alright. Nodes information. I want to focus on the threads. There are more threads than you can count. You choose one that passes nearby and approach it. As you inspect it, you understand why you instinctively chose the word thread when you first saw them. They are not single lines, but rough, fuzzy things woven from data strings of all kinds. The threads and nodes, passages and puzzle boxes, one leads to another. There's so much here, so many answers, so many questions. All you need to do is follow the paths and open the boxes. You look out across this ghost landscape of exchange and see an opportunity. But then that insistent tugging again, pulling at you. You look down again and see 2 lines, 2 threads pulling in different directions, as if they were tied around you. The second thread. Ooh! Ah! The second thread leads in, pulling deep into the station. Your gaze follows it, and this time you see something. A sphere shimmering above a strange, angular body. A pulse shoots out from it, passing over you like a torch beam. Testing you. Tasting you. There's another synthetic body or mind here in the station? Or it is the station? Ugh. The first thread leads out, away from the station, into the inky black. Someone out there is tracking you, hunting you, following the thread to you. They're in a ship, and the ship is approaching ever closer with each cycle. Oh no, I'm being hunted! Ah! You open your eyes. Time is short. Time is short?! Oh no! Okay. Ooh. Okay. Nobody panic. It's just me panicking. I realize that. Someone out there is tracking you, following your trail. It won't be long before they arrive. Oh, that's just gonna happen. Ugh. Something has changed inside you. You can now access the data cloud of the eye, a network of decaying protocols and data caches. While there, you can use dice and items to access systems and extract data. But be careful, these networks are old and strange. Eldritch data? Click the I button at the top of the screen to toggle this view on and off. Oh, interesting. Jabal says time is a hobbit? Is it? Yatagan agent. Ooh. Which gate? Okay. Oh, I don't even know how to deal with that right now. I should work and eat and... Hang on. This isn't complete yet. What's happening in these docks? Salvage sortie. That's just happening without me. Helion Crossing is happening without me. That's the merchants. The shipyard. Assist a shipbuilder. You don't have connections, but you do have skills. If you can get a shipbuilder to notice them, you might be in. As a newcomer, you can only gain favor by grabbing a load of materials and asking the nearest yard hand where to take them. All materials. Assist a shipbuilder. I'm not sure about this right now. Yard hand. I don't have any friends there. I'd rather help Dragos. Okay. Let's do some cutter salvage. It will definitely succeed. Positive outcome. You work your way into the ship, systematically separating and cutting. Piece by piece, the ship starts to come apart. Okay, so we did better than usual on that. Then I'll spend a die on forensic trawl. Wait, it's safe. I'm gonna spend a low die. And then I'm gonna take this to explore the market a bit more and see if I can learn more about where we are. Neutral. Great, that's good. Picking out the wrecked cutter is slow work, but you start to piece together the impact and patterns and blast marks. So we're working out the story of the Winter Light with that. We're clearing the yard. We probably want to finish that before we finish this. That went well. I need to eat. Go back the other way. The other way. Oops. Wait, no, I'm not going to eat until after I've explored the market. Well, what happens at... What's a low-end gate? Let's just have a little look. Pay low-end toll. 60 credits to leave! Okay. That's a later game thing, isn't it? Let's explore the market. Positive. 50% positive. We're gonna finish local knowledge, hopefully. It was a neutral outcome, but I gained local knowledge. That's now complete. Do I know a new area? I do. The Ort Exchange. The flow of chits and components in the exchange is complex, but a sharp eye and some type trades can net you a good margin. So that's okay. Sell components. Hungry for new hardware. I think I might hang on to these for now. Let's get some food. Water fungus. Hunger bar full. Increase in energy as well. That's good, that's good. I don't know what to do in this weird... I don't know what this weird thread place is. Coral says, I wasn't paying attention. Why is Dragos not friend anymore? We don't know why Dragos is nervous about me now. I'm continuing to work there, but I don't know what's going on. Something changed that I'm not aware of. It's hard to say. Maybe Dragos knows I'm being hunted. Like, I just don't know. Alright. Let's have a look at this Haven Edge agent. Does it need dice? Oh, data actions allow you to extract data from the networks of the eye. They work like dice actions, but in order to unlock them, you must match your dice, the one displayed on the right of the action. If you're +1 or +2 modifier in the interface skill, you will be given more possible dice to match. You can use any die that matches the dice displayed. Once unlocked, the data can be extracted. Broadcasting on the open network repeating, leaving them open to data extraction. Okay, well, I don't have any dice, so I'll have to come back to this later. But that's... okay. That's how I'll gain more information about what is going on. Maybe I could find out about Dragos if I did that. Let's sleep. Okay, okay. It's cycle. Hunted. Hunted's gonna increase. I don't want it to. Oh! Ooh, okay. 3 dice, 3 dice. I want more dice. It's only increased a little. It's only increased a little. Huh? As you close up, a voice echoes down the corridor toward you. Sleeper! Wait up! Turn. Feng is coming down the corridor toward you, a wonky grin on his broad face. Hey, glad I caught you. Do I know you? He grins. You do now. He puts a hand on your arm. I've seen you hanging around. Just want to chat. You staying in that thing? He nods back to the container, shaking his head. Rough. Can be hard to get a start on the eye. He looks away down the passage. What was it old Erlin said? The eye opens for us all. Nice idea, but, well, not always very practical. He glances back at you. We do our best, but it isn't easy. We? You pass together into the main walkway. Avenage, we're all one dysfunctional family. Feng puts an arm around you. Don't touch me! I'm not part of the security branch, though. Don't worry. I'm with systems. Systems? Everything the eye runs on. He runs a hand along the passage wall. This place is a ruin. Systems keeps it spinning somehow. At least we try to. He stops you in the quiet passage. Look, that's not what I'm here to discuss. I saw you around and, well, I know a little about sleepers. I have a little proposition for you. He glances around. But this is not the place for it. I have an office just across the way. Give me a cycle or two to prepare, then, when you're settled, stop by. He lowers his voice and gives you a dark look. In truth, I need you. If what they say is true about you sleepers, well, there's work to be done. Is it something, do they say something about us connecting to the threads? That's definitely what it is. But I know this person's being friendly, but I wish he hadn't touched me. Never touch people. Don't just put your arm around someone if you don't know them. Is my advice to literally everyone. He pats you on the back. See? What is this? His voice bright and his dark look suddenly gone. Stay clean, sleeper. He walks off down the passage, raising a hand in farewell. Do not pat me on the back. Alright. How's our doctor doing? We're not there yet. Let's try some data. I want this keyed node because this overlaps with Dragos. Maybe we'll learn something there. A loose connection feeds into this isolated node. Its last access timestamp is 1,000 cycles ago. I need to match a 1? Ah, I don't have a 1. Is that right? I can't do that? I can't do it. Alright, can I do any of these? The Havenage agent, perhaps? A 2. I can't match a 2 either. About the Solheim Gate. Network of systems which have been untouched as the Solheim collapse? Put 1 Solheim cipher? Well, I don't have that. 3, I don't have a 3. And mine's cryo. So maybe if I had a 1, I would get cryo there? You tag an agent. I need a 1 as well. I don't have the right dice for this. Okay. That's fine. Let's go work. Am I missing anything I could do? I could go work at the shipyard. But I want to build up... I want Dragos to like me again! Alright. I'm not going to work on Cuddle. I want to complete Winter Light as quickly as I can. How do I get positive with my campaign? 2. There we go. Positive outcome. You discover a hidden compartment with spare components and backup data storage. Alright. 25% neg? That's not ideal. Okay. Well, let's just do it. I'm just spending the day doing this. Please not negative. Neutral. Okay, we got 1 left. Dragos' nerve is not doing well. Okay. Why are you mad at me, Dragos? Ship mind fragment! Could be reassembled with the right tools and a few more fragments. Ship mind! Where's Coral? Coral, a ship mind! Okay. Alright, I've nearly completed that. Let's eat and sleep. I didn't make any money today. But I think that's alright. I could sell some of this fragment. Coral says, I wonder if it's anything like the ship mines you wrote. I read a bunch of your ship mine story you were writing. I didn't want to tell you about it until I caught up, which I didn't. Which I need to do, but I was really, really enjoying it. It was really fun and interesting. So I should just so you know, I just was like, I can't tell Coral about this until I have caught up, and then I never did. So that's really embarrassing. But yeah, I was really enjoying it. You do need to finish it. It was really good. All right, I got the fungus. My hunger's full. Let's just sleep, I guess. I'm gonna get killed by this hunter. I just know it. And cycle. Sam says, also 9, the other day a barista made a cute fox in the phone with my coffee. It looked like it had many tails and it made me think of you. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. Oh gosh. Can I save? No. Alright. It auto-saves. Alright, okay. 3, a 5, and a 6. This is not gonna help me with the thingies. The doctor. Oh, okay. Sabine has more info. That's good because I am fading. Let's go with all our dice. The first thing you see on entering is the glint of Toshiro's implants, like a cat's eyes in the dark of the corridor. He nods you in as you arrive at Sabine's door. The entryway is still dark, and you push through the sheeting into the surgery. I have it. Sabine stands with the case open in front of them. A set of vials lined up inside, separated by foam inserts. They pick one up, rotating it in the warm light. I have no idea how you're tagging. They trail off. We should treat this with caution. It looks authentic, but I have no idea if it really is what it appears to be. And the test case? That seems to be the case. Unfortunately, I'm not sure we have another choice. They gesture for you to sit on the bed. The stabilizer works under a similar principle to an immunosuppressant in a transplant operation, in that it stops your body from rejecting the unfamiliar part of itself. In the case of your frame, the unfamiliar part is each of your biosynthetic organ groups, which over time are identified by your body as foreign material and therefore must be eliminated. Sabine holds up a vial of the would-be stabilizer. However, unlike an immunosuppressant, the stabilizer doesn't do this by limiting your entire immune system. Instead, it re-encodes your biosynthetic organs with a new protein chains, which act as passcodes within your immune system. The stabilizer refreshes those passcodes, keeping your frame from rejecting all of its own organs. Passcodes? In very basic terms, yes. They sigh. Look, what matters here is that the stabilizer should be able to encode any organic or biosynthetic matter to be accepted by your immune system. They glance away. At least if the stabilizer is genuine. The only way to know for sure is to inject the vial. They begin readying the syringe. I will start with a small dose to limit the risk. Alright, I mean, I don't have a choice. I think you are right. Sabine cracks the glass neck of the stabilizer vial and uses a syringe to extract a fraction of the liquid. They tap the syringe and you watch as if any sign might emerge from the clear liquid. Sansa's joke, aka you're addicted to technobabble. You barely feel the needle, your frame registering the initial injection, but with little response. Ooh, okay, I felt something. A sensation begins to spread from the site, a fizzing, trembling wave that disperses through your arm with incredible speed. Your vision goes white, and when it returns, Sabine appears encased in shards of sparkling light that slowly fade into darkness as you settle back against the bed. You swim in darkness, muffled noises like an argument heard from underwater, prickling waves of cold. When you sit back up, Sabine is sitting in a chair by the window, facing away from you, backlit by the glow of their slate. Awake? What happened? The stabilizer is genuine. They sit down beside the bed. I don't know how Yatagan acquired a case of this stuff, but they did. Sabine looks troubled, distracted. You should rest some more, but you are going to have to do that somewhere else. They gesture to the door. I have other patients. Sorry. Sabine nods toward the case. I'm afraid I can't offer you any more doses. You are going to need to pay for your next dose. Silence fills the room, and they return to their glowing state. Looking around the room, it seems different somehow, as if things have moved or shifted. You wonder how long you've been out. Sabine? Nothing comes free, sleeper. Remember that. You manage to get to your feet and wander out into the hallway. The queue stretches down the flickering corridor. Toshiro stands impatiently by the door and fixes you with a glare as you leave. You lower your eyes as you stumble past, somehow faintly aware of the station spinning beneath you. Oh, I'm stable! Oh, that's great. I love that. I love that for us. Okay. Tefrax's capitalism jazz hands. Yep. Okay. I can buy stabilizer there, but I don't need it yet. Oh, whoa, scrap freighter. Buy some scrap. Most of what comes in from the starboard belt is corroded trash, but sometimes something valuable can be found. Scrap allowances. Or unload containers. The freighter crew are eager to get their payload into the old exchange, and they'll pay a wage to anyone who wants to help them. Quite a lot of cryo for doing that. But it's dangerous. I'll spend a 6 on that. Yeah. I'd like the cryo. $15 cryo. Oh, I thought I got more than that. It said 15. Oh, I did! You finish unloading ahead of schedule, and one of the crew invites you aboard to share a warm meal. Oh, I've been fed! I've been fed! Additionally. That's great news. Okay. Although I was looking forward to seeing Toshiro again. He seems nice. What is this? Fang? It looks like Fang is ready for me to visit. Oh, Dragos is running out of patience with me. That's an issue. Let's go to Fang. Sleeper! Fang catches your attention as you approach the Havenage building, leaning against a bay door to the side of the entrance. You approach. Easier to come in this way. Security, all that. He gives you a look. You know. He slams a button and the bay creaks open, blinking lights in the dark behind it. You follow Fang inside. Truth be told, I don't spend much time upstairs. This is where I work. The door hisses as it closes behind you. The bay is filled with pieces of hardware, all rigged up to generators and diagnostic slates, and things you don't recognize that glow with blue screen light. There is a chorus of hums that blends into a single wave of static, filling the dark corners of the room. Fang leans on a server stack and gestures around. You like it? What is all this? He taps a nearby server stack, which bleeps in response. This is my treasure trove, all dredged up from this sea of systems we call the Eye. You wouldn't believe what this place runs on. He steps over to a towering block speckled with vents. Some of these systems are from the original station, A1, the one Solheim built. We've had to invent new components, repair things we never built, reverse engineer entire subsystems into existence. Residents here look up at the eye and think they are seeing a concrete reality. But this place is a system in constant flux, decaying and growing, collapsing into new configurations. He walks down between the hardware stacks and you follow. We are keeping this place alive, but also remaking it into something new, dragging it away from those corporate origins. He stops. At least, it's what I'm trying to do. Okay? He turns back to face you among the flickering machines humming all around you. I know you can see this too, Sleeper. All these systems and sections. You can't you? I can. I've been seeing systems. It makes sense, right? You are between here and there. Between people. The people and their systems. You light this place up like a beacon. That's what I need. You glance at the lights around you. As you do, they seem to flicker, to realign, to follow your gaze. Feng notices it too. I'm guessing being a beacon isn't always ideal when you're on the run, though. They're tracking me. Please help. He pats you on the shoulder. Maybe I can help with that. There's a lot of old growth in this place. Subsystems I can't see. Access protocols lost to time and decay. Secrets. A shitload of secrets. With your help, I can unlock this place. Break off those last ghost limbs of corporate control. He lowers his voice below the hum. Even in Havenage, there is old growth. Those whose roots trace back into those bad old days. You help me dredge up the past, and I'll see what I can do about that tracker of yours. He winks. What do you say, Sleeper? Please get rid of the tracker. Yes, I'm in. Feng pumps his fist and claps you on the shoulder. Stop touching me! He meets your eye. You won't regret it, Sleeper. I might if you keep touching me. Alright. Feng passes you a ragged-looking metal tab. A gift. He smiles. It's a Solheim cipher. I dug it up from the depths of the station. Slot that into an old network gate, and you'll be able to pull out all kinds of secrets from the nodes inside. The Solheim cipher! Okay, that's cool. I can open that now. Ooh. He walks you back to the front of the bay. Start by bringing me whatever you can turn up. Use that emulated mind of yours and see what's out there. Let's get a picture of how things are. Those above, he nods at the ceiling, have granted me an acquisitions budget. I can pay you for whatever useful data you bring in. I know you need it. He slams the door button again. Keep it quiet and keep it clean, Sleeper, and I'll see you soon. You step back, blinking out into the passage, the flickering lights still in the back of your mind. I like this person and what he's trying to achieve, but I wish he would stop touching me. A lot of people IRL are very touchy, and I really struggle with them. Let's see. Thanks, Bay. Alright, let's go help Dragos. We gotta help Dragos. He's running out of patience with me. I want to finish the forensic troll. Start action. So hopefully I can finish it today. As long as I don't get negative. Positive. We got more components. Hold on. Still only one shipmine fragment. It's a shame. Alright, we've completed this. The wrecked cutter Dragos has brought into some, which is a history discover if you're curious. I've discovered that history. Not available. I need to talk to Dragos? Oh gosh. Oh no. What is happening? Squeezed into the office at the entrance to the yard, you lay out everything you have on the winter light across the metal desk. Your makeshift forensic notes glow on Dragos' old writing slate, overlapping lines and scrawled annotations. A set of drone scans fill the small terminal with a spectrum of colors, a heat map of damage and decay. A crumpled printout from the office's ship registry lies beside them, synthetic paper so thin it is almost transparent. Printout. Plain list shows the registration history of the Winter Light, the gaps between the entries tantalizingly opaque. Its first registration was a couple of 1,000 cycles ago on this very station, logged at the central hub. From here, the registry tells the story of a busy ship, one that rarely stayed on station for more than a few cycles, and often took on voyages that kept it away from the eye for up to 100 cycles. The Winterlight got little rest. Let's look at the monitor. Reactor failure. That is the verdict that anyone would have returned after a cursory glance at these stacked heat maps of the remains of the Winterlight. On the terminal screen, the ship is shown in sections, blotches of colour marking the approximate damage the ship sustained. Dominating the view is a single blood-red rose, radiating from the ship's fraction drive. A simple story, a catastrophic failure of the drive core, leading to a fatal hull breach. A well-documented failure, likely brought on by wear or misuse. But you aren't looking at the rose of the reactor. You are looking at a smaller, paler mark, one that might be easy to miss at first glance. It is thumbprint-sized and delicately placed over the control servos of the ship's main external airlock. It suggests a controlled, shaped explosion, one designed to punch through the hull and allow access to the airlock from the outside. You're looking at it because it is troubling you. Okay. Your attempts at a reconstruction of the Winterlight before its fatal accident consists of a series of overlapping sketches and diagrams, showing possible layouts and configurations of the gutted cutter. This was no off-the-shelf model. It was heavily modified, parts replaced with inventive configurations, the new retrofitted into the old, hand-made joints and reconditioned filters. This was someone's pride and joy, a lifetime project kept running with care and intuition. It also contained a set of hidden compartments. You missed them at first where the hull had been thickened, the corners rounded to disguise the change, but they are there. An old ship, many cycles under its belt, carefully maintained. A reactor failure preceded by a carefully concealed external entry. A suite of hidden compartments tucked away. This was the Winterlight, and this was its story. But that's not the full story, because there's something else. It is a little more than a list, a tiny chunk of data you were able to pull from the ship's systems. The main systems were fried, of course, but the Winterlight had a separate system, one tucked away in one of its hidden compartments. Armoured. Air-walled. This list, the only recoverable piece from the whole system, is a partial inventory. It details the contents of the hidden compartments. Some of it you recognize, some of it you don't. Shipmind ROMs. Shimmer. Cryo chain codes. And then the final entry. Passenger. Sleeper. What? Hey, what? Sam says, I can be somewhat touchy, but only if I'm close to you. I like to think I never touch someone unwanted. That's probably true. I'm the only person I'm touchy with, well, the only two people I'm particularly touchy with are Merlin and Joe. My partner and my cat. I guess I'm more touchy with cats, but you can tell consent with cats in a kind of a different way. You stare at the list on the terminal and try not to think about what it was like arriving here. In the cold for so long, half frozen in the freight container. Had this sleeper been smarter, luckier? How had they convinced the Winterlight, a smuggler's ship, if you ever saw one, to extract them from S&R? Who is this other sleeper? Luckier, you laugh. There had been no remains found in any of the Winterlight's compartments. You had checked. They weren't so lucky, you guess. Not in the end. You hold up a vial of stabilizer. Oh, whoa! This was all you find in their compartment. A parting gift from S&R. Well, it won't go to waste now. You put it back in your pocket. The thought still bothers you, though. 2 ships carrying sleepers coming into the same yard? 2, one after the other? It feels wrong. You flick back and forth between datasets on the terminal thinking, and you see that thumbprint again, the mark of someone trying to get in. Someone who entered the Winterlight with precision and speed, and when they were done, left the reactor to clean up the rest. The thought of that person makes you shiver. Ooh! Suddenly the office door creaks open. Dragos stands in the doorway, staring at the equipment and notes you've assembled. Dragos, please be cool about this. What is all this? He snatches the slate from the desk, faster than you realize he can move. Are you running an investigation here? What am I paying you for? The drone on his shoulder starts whining shrilly, his anger passing to it through his implants. You are hiding something! Stay silent. He starts shaking his head. I know you have a lot of questions, but this isn't the way. He turns away, muttering to himself. This is the last thing I need. Who is bringing you these ships? Dragos freezes, suddenly angry. Why are you asking? You looking to get us both killed? We cut these things up, that's our part. Their part is something I don't want to know. Dragos seems to steady himself, then turns back to you, the heat map of the reactor failure reflected in his headset's glassy eyes. I've given you a place to stay. I've given you work. He stumbles over the words, unsure what to say. You let me stay in a metal box I floated in! There's plenty others who would have sold you on, turned you in. But not me. No. Silent. I'm not liking this. He quiets the drone. I've done well by you, and you've returned the favor. He straightens up and clears his throat. But this obsession you have with this ship isn't going to work for me. I can't have you making my clients nervous. I can't have you digging up whatever it is you're after. He sighs. You can't work here anymore. Oh, he was becoming uncomfortable because I asked questions? What about the winter light? He reaches over and switches the monitor off. Forget about the damn ship. You have enough to keep you up. Dragos reaches across you and flicks off the terminal. As the light of the monitor dies, a kind of eerie calm falls on both of you. Whatever this was, it's done. You made it out, Sleeper. That means you have to move on. What if they come for me? Then you run. You don't come here, you don't scream, you don't shout, you run. In the dark, Dragos' headset glints, and you wish for a moment that you could see his eyes and meet them. Maybe then he would understand. You get up from the desk and Dragos gathers the notes, stuffing them into a pocket of his overalls. He holds the door for you, his headset as expressionless as always. You can stay in the container. I won't take that from you. Well, it's my container! My featureless box. Oh, I don't like this. Don't come back. His tone is final, definite, an edge of disappointment. You walk out of the office and then out of the yard, not stopping to look back. You leave the yard, thumbing the vial in your pocket, knowing that this, at least, guarantees you a little more time. And as you walk, your mind once again drifts to that person who killed the winter light, and whether or not that person will come for you. Killed the ship mind and killed the person. Fellow traveler, find a gift from someone like you hidden. Oh. Calmly says, would you like to raid into some sleeping kittens today? I think I'm just gonna quit now, to be honest. I've overrun. But thank you. Alright, for the suggestion. This is very, 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 very good. So now that I'm not variety streaming so much, I'm just doing one game at a time. I will be back streaming this on Wednesday. So hopefully I'll see some of you then. In the meantime, I wish you all a lovely and restful weekend, if possible. Thank you so much for your company. Goodbye, everyone.